Hello there, and thanks for joining me. My name's Anne Hart, and I'm going to have a wee look at online dating, the good, the bad and the ugly. 3 episodes, 1 focusing on the good, the second focusing on the bad, and the third, the ugly. Right, so when it comes to online dating, we're looking at the good. Online dating is often being criticised, but for millions it's been a revolutionary tool for connection. In the 1960s, your dating pool was limited to your physical proximity. Who lived in the village, who you went to school with, your local pub, or your church. If you didn't fit there, you were isolated. Today, the digital age has democratised desire. The social interaction bridge for those who struggle with social interaction, the introverts, the neurodivergents, or those with social anxiety. Apps provide a social rehearsal space. In person, you can have a millisecond to react. Online, you have the luxury of time. You can craft your message, refine your self-presentation, and build a rapport before the high-stake environment of face-to-face meeting. For many, this isn't just dating, it's a vital social lifeline that bridges the gap between isolation and intimacy. Freedom and the niche match. We talk about self-expansion model. This is the idea that a partner should help us grow. Apps allow us to find people outside our echo chambers. In 1965, if you lived in a small Scottish town and you had a niche interest or a specific set of values, your chances of finding a match were statistically low. Now your phone is a gateway to the entire country. We have the freedom to be specific about what we want: integrity, emotional intelligence, and trustworthiness. That would be my top 3. And the tools to find it. So the good of online dating is the collapse of geography. It's the ability for an introvert in Kirkcaldy to find a soulmate in Newcastle without the terror of the cold approach. It's the tool that turned the world into a village. So what we're going to do is have a wee look at the dating sites that are around at the moment and that have been around for quite a few years. So 2026 we're on, and the UK dating market has matured significantly. While mass market apps like Tinder still boast the highest raw numbered users, reaching nearly 2 million adults monthly, user sentiment has shifted. App fatigue has driven a migration towards platforms that offer specific value propositions, whether that is a casual fun, that's been called many things in the past. I think it's a situationship is the term now, ethical non-monogamy, or serious long-term compatibility. So let's look at a breakdown of the most popular and effective dating sites in the UK, categorised by age demographic. So we start with young adults, 18 to 27. That landscape is high volume, fast-paced and visual. This demographic prioritises users' experience and gamification, but is increasingly seeking alternatives to the hookup culture. So top of the list is Tinder, remains the undisputed king of volume, with 79% of online daters under 30. While often associated with casual dating, its sheer scale makes it finding relationships easier purely by numbers. Hinge takes number 2, and that says it's the app designed to be deleted. It has been successfully taken over Tinder for those seeking a wee bit more substance. It is currently on top for Gen Z daters looking for relationships rather than hookups, utilising voice prompts and personality-driven profiles to break the ice. Feeld, which is one I've not heard of to be honest, FEELD, increasing in popularity among this demographic. Feeld caters to alternative relationship structures, polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, and open-minded dating, reflecting Gen Z's fluid approach to sexuality. For professionals and millennials aged 28 to 40, the landscape being of efficiency and intent. Users in this bracket are often dating with purpose, balancing demanding careers with a desire to settle down. Of course, 28 to 40. I totally get that. So, Hinge dominates this bracket with the best overall app. Its algorithm is highly effective at surfacing compatible matches based on values and lifestyle, making it the go-to for serious relationship seekers in the majority of UK cities. Second on the list is Bumble, continues to be a strong contender, particularly for women who prefer to control the initial interaction. It strictly enforced a 24-hour response timer, which appeals to busy professionals who want to filter out time wasters. Thursday, a niche but growing player in London and major cities, does work in Edinburgh, I did check. It only works on Thursdays, encouraging users to match and meet immediately, solving the problem of endless messaging without meeting. Midlife dating, ages 40 to 55. That landscape is a shift towards traditional reliability and deeper compatibility. This demographic often include divorcees or single parents who prioritise safety and shared values over swiping mechanics. Now, Match.com comes up at the top for this one. It remains highly popular for this age group because it allows for detailed searching and filtering. For example, searching by profession, interests or children. It bridges the gap between the modern swipe apps and the traditional dating site. Second on the list is eHarmony, the leader for marriage-minded individuals. This lengthy sign-up questionnaire filters out casual daters immediately. While the price point is high, it attracts users who are financially invested in finding a life partner. Elite Singles targets educated professionals. It uses a Big 5 personality test to match users, appealing to those who value intellectual compatibility and career-mindedness. Mature dating, ages 55 plus. That's me, folks. Our Time, the clear market leader for the over 50s in the UK. It organises local events, mixers, walks and pub quizzes, which appeals to users who may feel intimidated by one-to-one digital dates. It focuses on companionship as much as romance. Silver Singles offers a more curated experience than Our Time. It is designed for serious relationships and it uses a compatibility algorithm similar to Elite Singles, but tailored specifically for later in life romance. So, a summary of the recommendations. 18 to 27, best for casual and for volume is Tinder. Serious relationships is Hinge. And the best niche choice is Field. 28 to 40, Tinder, Hinge and Thursdays. 40 to 55, Bumble, Match.com, eHarmony, and best niche choice is Elite Singles. 55 plus is Match.com, Our Time, Silver Singles, and for the best niche choice, Senior Match. I think we've also an important consideration is to look at the trap, the financial trap that some of these websites actually hook you into, and they actually do hook you in. It's actually quite hard to get out of it. So you've got a free tier. Usually when you go onto a dating website, you can do your profile and put yourself out there, and that doesn't cost you anything, but they'll let you know how many likes that you've got and if you've got any messages. But if you want to respond to these messages, or indeed send your own messages, you have to sign up with them. And that can be quite an expensive process. So, for example, I'll just pick a couple out of my list here. Match.com, 1 month is $39.99. So, I'll just round up to 40 to make it easy. So, for the first month, for a 1 month plan, it is £40. If you do a 3 month plan, then it's £25 per month. But if you do a 12 month plan, then it's £12.99, so it's £13. So £13 compared to £40 for 1 month. actually seems so much better. The catch, and here is the catch, you have to pay it all up front. So if you are going for a 12-month plan because you want to take the best advantage of the cheaper monthly balance out, then you're not really paying £13, well, you are paying £13 a month, but you're actually paying it all together, which is about £150. So you've got to pay 12 months up front, a quarter of what it would be for a full year. So you can see right away there, it's just throwing your head into a spin because you're weighing things up, and that's kind of what they're setting you up for when you go on. What I'm going to tell you is that if you make a profile, do not pay straight away. What to do is leave it for a couple of days, and then when you're logging, because you can still keep logging in and having a wee look. You don't need to send messages or anything like that. And a lot of the messages that you get might not be from somebody you'd want to speak to anyway. You can't see their picture, they sort of fluff it out a wee bit. So they really try to hook and tease you and bring you in there. If you leave it that couple of days, they'll send you a wee message and they'll say, why don't you take this 50% discount on subscription? So instead of paying £40, you're actually just paying £20. Now, if you look at £20 for a month, just for 1 month, then that isn't bad. And when you compare that against £13 every month for 12 months, but lumped together paying, it does actually, that sounds all right to me. So here is what I did. I actually thought, I've done all this research. I have not actually been online dating for nearly 5 years. But what I decided to do is to find out if I was still right about what my thoughts were. It's a bit self-examination. So the last time I was on, I met somebody, turned out we knew each other through our children at school together, or they used to be at school together. It only lasted a few months and it ended quite drastically. I'll tell you what is funny. See, when I logged on again, I was absolutely surprised that there were still quite a few of the faces that I still knew, that still looked familiar. Right, okay, so do not pay immediately, wait 24 to 48 hours. Most sites will email you a discount code, 20 to 50% off, to entice you to subscribe. And here's the other thing, then you go into your profile, and as soon as you subscribe, you go and turn off auto renew. Because if you forget, you'll automatically get charged, and that'll be maybe another month, or if you've signed up for 12 months, and 12 months later you forget that you haven't done it, it will automatically charge you another £150, whatever. So, or what I'm going to do is I created my profile on the 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that. But it was the 14th I started paying for it. So I've got to remember next month, before the 14th, I have got to cancel it because I don't think I'll get the 50% off. I'll have to pay the £40. So as I say, wait for the discount code. And on your pictures, you load up about 4 to 6 pictures. And one photo must be a clear headshot, smiling. And I do have to say, please, 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 especially if you're a man, smile. The number of profiles that I see, and the guys don't even smile. And it's like, there is absolutely nothing about you that is attractive to me because you're not smiling. You're not giving off a happy vibe. You know, you make me back off because you look grumpy. So yeah, just think about it. You know, a wee bit of clear thought. What us ladies have a problem with is like glasses, sunglasses and hats and all that sort of thing. We want to see if you've got hair, boys. We do want to see if you've got hair. Sunglasses, well, we need to look in your eyes. We absolutely do. And of course, there's got to be at least one full body shot. Why is that? We're all very condescending in life and judgmental in life. And, we all like certain shapes. That's all I can say. Alright, okay, scan your text and your bio for negativity and remove the mention of things that you don't want. The algorithm almost draws that to you. If that's what you're focusing on, that's what you'll get drawn to you. So you just need to focus on some positive things, but obviously you've got to keep focused and you've got to keep balanced on it. Don't get carried away with the emotions of it, because honestly, online dating can be an emotional roller coaster. Then I think it's something that can draw you in because you've got such an amazing amount of energy and emotions tied up in the possibility of another person, because you think that other person is going to just complete your life. We've all watched certain programmes and, the old classic films, and we all think that it happens like it does in the movies, and I can assure you it doesn't. So interactions, I would say exchange 3 or 4 substantial messages with a match, and if the vibe is good, suggest meeting for a coffee. So maybe something low pressure. Would you be up for a quick 10-minute video call or a coffee this week to see if we click? A video call's a good one, because that's how sometimes you can find out if somebody's lying. There's something going on, or there's kids about in the house because he's married and all that sort of thing. Women as well. Obviously, I'm making it sound like it's all men. It's not all men. But it does. Trust me, it does happen. I know because I have been there. I've got the t-shirt. Oh my God, it's just a swamp. Right, okay, so a wee bit comparison with the past and the present. While the 1960s sexual revolution changed the ideology of sex, making it socially acceptable, online dating has changed the logistics of sex, making it industrially efficient. Let that sink in. The 1960s rewrote society's rules. The introduction of the contraception pill detached sex from procreation, while feminism and the counterculture movement detached sex from marriage. This was a cultural shift, a change in permission. Online dating didn't necessarily invent new desires. It built a machine to service them. Apps removed the friction. In the 1960s, finding a casual partner still required leaving the house, social skills, and navigating complex social circles. Today, the mechanism is algorithmic, instant, and accessible from a sofa. And when it's one of the most important things in your life, your relationship with a partner that you might eventually have children with, and you're connected to eternally then. If you've got, well, not always, but that's how it's meant to be. So, yeah, the most significant differences between the two areas. I'd say that casual sex largely occurred within communities in the 1960s. So that'd be colleges and bars or neighbourhood circles. But there was still accountability. If you treated somebody poorly, your reputation within that circle suffered. Now dating apps allow for stranger dating on a vast scale. You can match with someone 5 miles away who has zero connection to your friends or work. This anonymity lowers the barrier for bad behaviour. Ghosting happens a lot and treats partners as disposable commodities, a phenomenon rarely experienced in the tight-knit communities of the 60s. We have created what we call the village situation, the supermarket effect. The pool of potential partners was limited in the 60s to those who you could physically meet. The scarcity of partners naturally encouraged people to give connections a chance. Now the paradox of choice is rampant. Users perceive an infinite supply of potential partners. This creates a culture of maximisation, the feeling that someone better is just one swipe away. This has industrialised the hookup culture, making it faster but often shallower. The 1960s created the freedom to hook up. Online dating created the market for it. The scale today is vast in terms of efficiency and accessibility. You can theoretically arrange a date in 10 minutes with zero social cost. However, the emotional and physical reality is often less wild than the 60s, as the digital interface introduces a layer of anxiety and commodification that didn't exist during the free love era. Right, well, I think we'll stop there for today. Episode 2, what's episode 2 all about? So, in episode 2 of Online Dating, the Good, the Bad and the Ugly, the paradox of choice and the illusion of perfection. In episode 2, we move into the bad. This isn't about malice, it's about unintended psychological consequences of having too much of a good thing. We're talking about the swamp versus the desert, and the paradox of choice. When we're presented with 500 profiles, our brain switches from evaluating character to filtering data. We stop looking for a human and start looking for a product. This is the supermarket effect. We'll talk about that on the next episode. Thanks for joining me. Take care.